Dad. Welcome to the channel.
Happy Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is also called Saint Valentine's Day, or the Feast of Saint Valentines, and it is celebrated each year on the 14th of February. It is a day where people from many parts of the world focus on romance and love. It is a holiday where you shower the one you love with candy, flowers, cards, letters, poems, and gifts. And we do all this in the name of Saint Valentine. The Catholic tradition honors many saints, and it is believed saints are protectors and spiritual guides for people, churches, and societies. These saints would intercede with God on behalf of those who asked for their aid, and Saint Valentine is no different. He is the patron saint of things you would expect, like engaged couples, lovers, and happy marriages, but he's also in charge of beekeeping, epilepsy, plagues, fainting, and traveling. So, who was Saint Valentine? The story behind this mysterious character and the truth behind his history is murky at best. This is due to the fact that there are about a dozen Saint Valentines. Valentinus was a popular Latin name meaning worthy, strong, or powerful. Was he a priest, a doctor, a bishop? While Saint Valentine is still on the list of the official saints, the confusion about the identity of the real Saint Valentine led the Catholic Church to remove him from the general Roman calendar. The most recognized origin story of Saint Valentine was that he was a heroic Roman priest who risked everything for honor, love, and romance. He served during the rule of the cruel Emperor Claudius II. Claudius was a war-minded ruler, and he led Rome into multiple gruesome and bloody campaigns. In order to satisfy his taste for domination, he needed a strong army, but he found difficulty recruiting men to fight. Claudius II believed that family attachment to wives and children made Roman men unwilling to join the army. Claudius's response was to prohibit marriage and engagement for young men. When Valentine heard of this injustice, he defied Claudius's law and secretly continued to perform marriages for young lovers. Valentine was eventually discovered, and Claudius ordered for his arrest and execution. While Valentine waited in jail for his execution, he was visited by the young daughter of his jailer. He fell in love with her, and before his sentence was carried out, he sent her a letter signed, "From your Valentine." Legend has it that Valentine was beaten to death with clubs and beheaded on February 14th, 270. For his heroic service, he was eventually made a saint. In the early 1800s, the remains of a skeleton was discovered in a catacomb alongside with relics which are associated with Saint Valentine. Parts of Valentine's skeleton can be seen on display in the Czech Republic, Ireland, Scotland, England, and France. You can visit the display of Valentine's flower-draped skull in the Basilica of Santa Maria in Rome. St. Valentine's Day is not an official public holiday in any country, but it is considered a hallmark holiday, which basically means it exists for commercial purposes. The custom of sending cards, flowers, and chocolates originated in England, but it has spread worldwide. The tradition of sending Valentine's Day cards began in the 18th century, when handmade cards were crafted and slipped secretly under a door or tied on a door knocker. These cards included the symbols of flowers, hearts, and knots, and often included lines of poetry. It would be years before pre-printed cards would become the norm, but the oldest pre-printed card dates from 1797. It was sent by Catherine Mosday to Mr. Brown of London. It is decorated with flowers and images of Cupid with a verse printed around the border reading, "Since, on this ever happy day, all nature's full of love and play, yet harmless still if my design, 'tis but to be your Valentine." The history of Valentine's Day cards is not strictly romantic. It was popular for those without a significant other to purchase vinegar valentines. These cards were crafted for mockery. Neither making fun of a man's profession nor a woman's appearance was off limits. Sometimes men sent such cards to their male friends in order to mock their bald head or their issues with alcoholism. In the mid-19th century, Valentine's Day cards made their way to America. In 1913, Hallmark cards produced their first Valentine's card. Hallmark's technology made it possible to mass-produce cheaper cards, which catapulted the card popularity. In the late 1800s, Richard Cadbury recognized a marketing opportunity and started selling chocolate in beautiful heart-shaped, hand-designed decorated boxes for Valentine's Day. Cadbury wisely marketed the boxes so that when the chocolates had all been eaten, the box itself could be used again and again to store mementos from locks of hair to love letters. Korea's first contact with the holiday was in 1953, when a chocolate candy company ran an advertisement about promoting the giving of heart-shaped chocolates. But a translation error by a company executive began a custom where only women would give chocolates to men on February 14th. They added a custom where men would give candy to women in return 1 month later. Those who did not receive anything on February or March 14th would go to a restaurant on March 14th and eat black noodles and lament their lack of romance. For many on Valentine's Day, they will say I love you with flowers. Giving flowers on Valentine's Day began as a tradition in the 17th century. In Victorian England, each flower was known to have its own meaning. This was called the language of flowers. Carnations mean sweet and lovely if they're pink, but if red, they mean my heart breaks. If you hand your love a handful of clovers, what you're really saying is think of me. Lavender flowers are beautiful and fragrant, but they are used to express mistrust. White roses represent purity, pink roses mean joy, and red roses, the most gifted flower, says love. Red roses are noted as being the favorite flower of Venus, the goddess of love. On Valentine's Day each year, over 1 billion Valentine's Day cards are sent. More than 60 million pounds of chocolates are purchased and eaten, totaling $345 million. Approximately 110 million red roses are delivered in the 3-day period around Valentine's Day each year. Valentine's Day comes every February 14th, and it's not just about gifts. It is a time when we can show the ones we love just how much we appreciate them. Please like, subscribe, and share with a friend. It's so nice when you share. Thanks for visiting. Classically, Dad.